In this tutorial, we're going to be talking about motion tweens. Motion tweens are similar to classic tweens in that they do pretty much the same thing, but the motion tweens have a little bit more bells and whistles. So first I converted my object to a symbol by using F8. With the motion tween, I'm going to right click on my keyframe and I'm going to say create motion tween. Now it automatically created a range for me to work with. I can bring my arrow to the very end of that line and I can press and drag it left or right depending on how fast I want it to go. Now if I wanted it to start at if I wanted there to be a change at frame 15, I would click on frame 15. Nothing is going to show up other than this little red part right here. But now I'm going to press and drag it over here. Notice that I have this line that is showing me the path that the animation is going to be taking. Now if you have your arrow or your selection tool selected, you can bring your arrow close to that line, and whenever you have that little bendy line right by your arrow, you can press and drag to add a little bit of arch. So notice that now I have a keyframe right here. Now the one thing about motion tweens that you can't do is you can't just press and drag the keyframe to adjust the speed. What you can do, however, is clear this keyframe so that it no longer has that that stop. So I'm going to right click on that keyframe. I'm going to go to clear keyframe and position. So now it's just going to return to its original position. So I'm going to go ahead and make a movement. And if I come over here, I can press and drag it again. And again. So now it's going to follow that path. Now, just like the classic tween, you can click in between the keyframes and you can tell it to rotate however many times. I'm going to type in 5 and press enter. Say whether it's clockwise. And now I'm going to press enter, and there we go. Now one last thing that I didn't mention before is that you can also adjust the scale of your object. So if I clicked on this keyframe right here, I can either go to Control T, which is the transform panel, and as long as this one right here is constrained, if it doesn't look like that, I can go in and I can say I want it to be 20% of that size. But whenever I do that, it's also going to adjust it for the remainder of these. So if I want it to start off big, get smaller, and then get bigger towards the end, then I would click on my last keyframe, click on the shape, and change it back to 100% and press enter. So now if I watch it from the beginning, there you go, you have your motion tween.